Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to unpack fascinating ideas and really pull out the key insights for you. Today we're diving into something powerful. It it sort of pushes back against a really common belief.
Yeah, this idea that growth means changing everything around you.
Exactly. Instead, this is about a profound internal shift. We're exploring what our sources call the power of staying the same through inner growth.
It's a really interesting counterpoint, isn't it? We hear it all the time. Change your world, find a new path.
Right. Escape your circumstances.
Yeah. And look, external change definitely has its place. We're not denying that.
Sure.
But the material we dove into today, it pivots things. It points towards, well, a deeper kind of transformation.
Okay.
It suggests maybe our constant push to change the outside.
Mm.
Maybe it misses the real source of, like, strength, resilience.
That makes sense. We chase the new job, the new relationship, move somewhere else.
Totally. Convinced that if the circumstances would just change.
Yes, we'd finally be okay. Content.
But what if the real strength isn't in those, shifting sands of what's happening outside?
Right. What if it's in the unyielding bedrock, as the sources put it, of who you are?
It's a big thought. Simple, but big.
Yeah.
So the concept really asks us to think, okay, what if everything around you, your job, your relationships, the daily stuff, the challenges, what if it all stayed exactly the same,
Okay.
but you changed? How you react, how you see things, how you respond.
Ah.
The sources are clear. That is growth. That's the core of it.
That brings to mind that analogy they use, the one about the sea.
Oh, yeah, the turbulent sea. That's a good one.
Instead of like waiting for the storm to stop.
Right, waiting for the waves to calm down,
Yeah.
which might never happen.
What if you learn to pilot your ship
Oh.
with skill, with that inner steadiness?
Exactly. So the storm doesn't rattle you anymore, not at your core.
The sea hasn't changed. It's still stormy.
But you have.
Yeah.
You're stronger,
Yeah.
more capable.
Okay, but how? How do you build that? That unshakable inner foundation they talk about. What does that actually mean in practice?
Well, the sources point to a few key things.
Mhm.
First off, self-awareness. Really understanding your go-to reactions.
Mhm.
Stress, criticism, even just boredom.
Knowing your triggers.
Knowing your triggers, precisely. Then it's about practice, intentional practice in things like managing your emotions,
Okay.
reframing how you see things cognitively,
Mhm.
and cultivating that mindset where you believe you can grow.
So, like, with patience, it's not just gritting your teeth.
No, not just suppression. It's more like consciously shifting your focus
Mm.
away from the thing you can't control outside.
The delay, the annoying comment.
Yeah. And towards your internal response, which you can control, maybe noticing the thought that sparks the impatience and then actively using a technique like reframing it. Okay, this is just information. It's not a catastrophe. That kind of shift.
Ah, I see. That's a really helpful distinction. So, for someone listening,
No.
what does building this bedrock look like day to day? Can you give a small example?
Sure. Think about something that normally gets under your skin.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, yeah, a critical comment from a colleague or a tough piece of feedback from your boss. Something that usually triggers an immediate, maybe negative reaction.
Okay. Defensiveness, maybe? Annoyance?
Right. Bedrock growth, as the sources describe it, means you notice that trigger happening. You pause
Mm-hmm.
just for a second, and you choose a different internal response.
Instead of the automatic one.
Exactly. Maybe you choose curiosity. Why do they say that? Or even empathy. Instead of just reacting defensively, it's like redirecting your own energy consciously, whatever's happening outside, that moment of choice.
That makes a lot of sense. It really lands that analogy. But just to be really clear here, the sources aren't saying just roll over and accept bad situations, are they? It's not passive resignation.
No, not at all. Good point.
Mm-mm.
It's actually the opposite. It's about empowerment, deep empowerment,
How so?
because it highlights the one thing we truly fundamentally control, ourselves, our thoughts, our actions, our attitudes. So shifting focus away from trying to wrestle the uncontrollable world into shape
Which is exhausting.
and towards mastering our inner world. That's where the real freedom is,
Mm.
the real development. It's easy to wave this away as just thinking positive, but it's much more demanding, more rigorous than that.
Yeah.
It's building the strength to navigate things as they are, not waiting for them to magically change.
So, okay, thinking about the listener now, what does this mean for you? It sounds like it means redefining what growth even is.
Absolutely.
It's not just, ticking boxes, new skills, new job titles, external stuff.
Right.
It's cultivating that unshakable inner foundation. It's developing patience when things test you. Compassion when maybe others mess up. Courage when you feel that fear.
Gratitude, even when things aren't perfect outside, yeah.
Yeah.
And when you can do that,
Yeah.
when you can face the same old meeting, the same criticism, the same routine,
Right.
but with a completely new internal state. Calmness, understanding, maybe even appreciation.
Then you've really changed.
That's when you've truly evolved. The world might look the same on the surface, stubbornly familiar even, but your response to it is new. It's empowered. And that unlocks something huge inside you. It ripples outward.
You know, the most powerful takeaway for me reading through this, it was that idea that when you change internally, even if literally nothing else changes around you, somehow everything changes for you, your experience of it all.
That's it. That's the core message. It's presented as the deepest, most lasting, most liberating kind of growth there is.
Wow.
So maybe something for you listening to consider. How can you grow right now, regardless of what's happening around you? Where can you seek that transformation within?
A powerful question to leave things on. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring.